Cdawgva's hypocritical rant about animes backfired spectacularly. What did Connor do? Probably not too far, I hope, but let's get it.
Hey, what's up guys, Riff here. So in this video, I'm going to be going over the latest controversy involving the Trash Taste podcast, which is considered the biggest anime-related podcast on YouTube. Now, every couple of months, a clip from this podcast will go viral on Twitter, oftentimes for the wrong reasons, where they say something about anime, and, well, it draws a lot of criticism.
I do remember, they were, out of context clips from the podcast where it started with massive arguments just because of the out of context clips came from Trash Taste. It's pretty much like the regular.
A lot of these clips that go viral feature the co-host Cdawgva, where people are claiming his points are very hypocritical or just downright shameful in many regards, and that's exactly what's happening in today's video. He's had a clip go viral again where he was criticizing people for making everything involving anime problematic and how that is essentially ruining the related discourse because people can't have an honest conversation about things.
What?
Which would make sense on the one hand because he is very close to Iron Mouse, who is constantly subjected to a lot of discourse where people are trying to cancel her over her VTuber model. In fact, recently we saw an example of this where she had this outfit and people were...
What? Hold on, sorry, this is really weird to me. It's a drawing of a 12-year-old girl, which would intentionally make her look like against all physical logic of her uniform styles and everything. Wait, what? VTuber Iron Mouse revealed with special witch hat atelier inspired outfit creating in collaboration with Crunchyroll for tonight's episode 1 watch along stream. Bro, straight to the age, huh? Classic tourist.
Basically demonizing her, saying that she's not allowed to have this essentially VTuber cosplay of this character, trying to make it out to be something predatory. And Cdawg had this clip recently get a lot of attention on Twitter, where you can see the caption, Cdawgva hits the nail on the head of why people are so scared to like problematic media. Let's give it a listen.
Modern younger people and audiences, well, older people too, have been they're not brainwashed, but fucking coached into seeing things that are problematic and thinking what is this?
Yeah.
This is not a reflection of me or my character. It's bro, you played a game. It's if I played Sino Uta, doesn't mean I'm a fan. I'm a number one stan of Uta. I love everything about it. It's I experienced the story that was on offer. Yeah. And I think people are afraid to jump or be seen playing games like this because they're you're. It's bro, that is not even remotely close to the truth. And when you boil down conversations like that of discussing media like this, you are absolutely robbing any nuance in any way to discuss these things.
It's as I said before, it's reminds me of 2016 Twitter. It's because of if you like things but you cannot express it or show it to your community, it's because if they saw you doing this or liking this or affiliating with this, with who, this, that, whatever, it will cause discourse. There are people who would make it their personality to whether to double check or double or quadruple check what you like or what you don't like, or what you be associate with, or what do you not associate with, whether it's good for the reputation or whether it's bad for the reputation. It's kind of like that, think about it. If you, let's say for example, you are a badass character or a badass a Twitter user, badass, you show rock and roll, heavy metal, all wearing spikes, black leather and all that stuff, and at the same time you just like a post about My Little Pony, and then everyone in your community is having like they having troubles or pretty much starting a riot because you like one post of My Little Pony. That's what reminds me of like today, especially when it comes to anime, where whether like there are different types of anime, you know, like different genres, different topics that portrays. Like for example, with the recent anime with the chain smoker cat, where the topic is kind of realistic. It's like an awareness, and at the same time where they portray the things like the show, like the room is disgusting, or the character is like an actual addict and whatnot. There's always got to be people that will be on sentry posts, or that will be like double checking, like, okay, yeah, this anime is problematic. Hopefully my favorite Oshi doesn't like this type of anime. If not, if they do like it, I'm gonna freak out. I'm gonna tweak out, you know. It's like we cannot like things without having any like backlash, you know. It's just that bad.
So what he's saying is definitely correct. On social media, Twitter in particular, people will demonize anything they deem problematic, and it makes discourse essentially impossible, right? But of course, this is a situation where he's a hypocrite. Okay, he is part of the problem. He has routinely demonized aspects of anime while continuously talking about it on his podcast, monetizing it, and even having co-hosts who in his eyes are very problematic for the fictional content they consume. Now you can see someone in the comments trying to criticize the original post saying, coming from the same dude referring to Cdawgva, that thinks you're a predator for liking lollies. And the original poster says, he's never said this, and is aware that Joey and Gigguk are lollicons and is close friends with them. He does consider it weird and pokes fun at it, which...
Alright, another thing is what makes you think that, unfortunately, like, you have friends that are, you know, like, as for example, like, Joey and Garnt, yeah? They're both lollicons. What, like, why? Like, why would you get into a backlash because you got, like, close colleagues or close friends that they like that it may consider problematic? It's just, you know, like being friends with them is like making a problem because you have been like friends with them, you know? Like, why? Like, he already like disagrees that he doesn't like lollicons, like he never likes lollies, and you know, like he makes fun of them. It's not like he likes them, like he likes like lollicons or lollies or some shit. It's just that like unfortunately, like he make friends, and you know, he partnered with hosts that are, you know, like they like them, you know. It's not like being around them automatically makes you like lollies and shit, like that would be problematic. No, it's just like everybody has their likes and dislikes, and associating with them doesn't automatically mean that you automatically like what they like. It just doesn't make any sense.
Of course, if you think those related themes involving fictional content are weird, that's totally fine. But when it comes to Cdawgva, it goes way beyond just labeling that stuff as weird. And people were pointing this out in the quotes, showing that in previous posts, Cdawgva thinks that fetishizing lollies equals pedophilia. And he's referring to this clip where someone showed up to a anime convention with this sign right here. For the record, she was banned from that convention while ironically cosplaying as Tifa. But there is many more examples of Cdawgva just outright saying what the original poster is denying. In fact, the irony, as we'll see, is that the original poster themselves provided the clips we're about to watch.
I can judge.
What the f?
Oh,
And then I shout out Eromanga Sensei just for Gaunt. Everybody, round of applause.
Well done, Joey. Well done.
Bruh.
I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you, Joey.
Are we going to prison?
Oh my god, is that like a 12-inch statue?
Even though I saw about 10 Eromanga Sensei figures along the way.
Why is there so many?
I don't know.
I don't know. It's popular enough, I guess. It's actually not too bad, to be honest with you. I'm not exactly a fan of Eromanga Sensei, but this is actually a pretty solid.
I think you'd have the FBI knocking if you said you were.
Well, I mean, Gaunt should be used to that by now, right?
Once, I'm okay not seeing the figure, you know?
You sure?
It looks like a child's playmat there. What the f is that?
Yeah, I'll bring it out. I'll bring it out. Don't worry.
The f is that?
I think it's supposed to symbolize Sagiri's like bed, right?
What happens in this anime? Why is it children's stuff? No, what the fuck? What the fuck is that?
All right, and
What the fuck?
and the grand reveal.
Why is it like a child's playmat?
I mean, how old is Sagiri again in the show?
I have no idea.
Bro!
There you go. There's Sagiri.
No!
In the Beatrice camp, because there was
Because you like kids.
Oh,
We bring it there, are we, Connor?
She's
we
a-
bring it there.
I don't know what her canon
Okay,
age is.
I'll have
Okay,
to. I'll have you
okay,
know,
okay.
Your Honor, that she was.
like, all right. Here's a reminder. Like everything that they say is banter. Like, especially in podcasts, they always banter, where like they like making jokes, where like each type of genre of anime may be questionable or maybe disgusting. Like as an example, like in like recent like Connor is a little bit sketchy with the Sagiri statue, like the Eromanga Sensei's statue. For me, like it's kind of amazed that like I never knew or actually never realized that like Eromanga Sensei is actually that big at the point that like it's everywhere, like the merchandise everywhere.
You're like this is the problem, right? Let's say your waifu is Beatrice or fucking Shinobu,
Yeah.
right? You go into the movies, right?
Yeah.
You turn up to the restaurant. Table for two. This is my waifu down here. We're gonna sit and hold hands. Come to the table.
No.
I can't stand the looks I'm gonna get at that restaurant
No.
when I sit down with my fucking 10
All
year.
right, with that scenario, whether it's Shinobu or Beatrice, because like it's kind of all right on paper, like on image, it's kind of weird that like if you're gonna put fictional in real life, which is like it's just speculation, where whether you bring like let's say like a Lolita, right, a petite woman or a petite girl that her age is pretty much like a decade or 1,000 years old, but a lot of people would like mistake her for being a kid because short and also being young, way too young, with the thing with the appearance. Yeah, it's not that kind of weird, but it's like I can see like the confusion, but yeah, it's kind of like big that like it's a whole can of worms by itself, because there's a lot of debates, whether like, oh, your wife is like she looks like a kid but her age is a century. Damn, like it's been like a decade long argument.
Rolled at the table and we're playing footsies.
Here's the thing. All right, here's the thing. First of all, she's 890. But second of all,
Yeah. Oh, waiter. Oh, can she drink? She's 890.
yeah, of course. Yeah, no, but here's the thing: is that like at least my viewing of like my anime waifus is that I like them because they're not real.
Yeah,
do you
they're
know what I'm
fictional.
saying?
We've gone full circle.
Yeah.
We've gone full circle.
I like them. Like, I don't want them to be real.
Do you want a 10-page thesis on
Yeah.
on
I
waifu
can-
theory?
I can give you a 10-page thesis on waifu philosophy, okay, right now. Like, I don't want my anime waifu to be real because it's the whole, it's going back to the whole maid cafe thing where it's
Why
like,
do you like kids, Jerry?
I don't.
So yeah, I think it's pretty obvious that Cdawgva has no problem labeling people as predators or heavily insinuating it when it comes to certain types of fictional content. He doesn't just think it's weird, he thinks it's something that reflects very negatively on your character and even deserves these sort of labels he's attaching to his own co-hosts. Imagine, that's what he says to his own friends. Imagine what he says about random strangers or what he thinks about them over this related content. I mean, that is a pretty convincing set of clips. I don't know what else you could show. And the irony here is that this is the poster providing the most recent clip. But when I look back at the Blue Archive situation I covered...
Whoa, hold up. Yo, this has gotta be the reacception here. Holy shit. Bro, this is gotta be peak ever. Like Rev reacts to Rev reacts, then I react to
6 months ago. It's that same user. It seems like it's a different account. I think their previous account was suspended, but it's the same user who provided the context I just showed you, who's now turning around and denying the context of the clip they recently provided is not even there and that never actually happened. And of course, you can see people responding to the post in question for this video saying the guy who looked at a harmless anime figure with disgust thinks he can lecture us. Here's another reply saying, as much as I agree with this take, it's very strange coming from a guy who has a history of not liking lollies and gacha games, but yet has no problem accepting money to help promote it for Blue Archive, which is a gacha game with lollies.
Wait, oh my god, I remember the Blue Archive. For those who don't know, it was like a long time ago where Blue Archive tried to sponsor Connor and Iron Mouse. Yeah, like I saw the tweet of it, and like after a while, like both of them backed out because of Blue Archive is full of not full, like majority is lollies, and Connor and also Iron Mouse, like they dipped, and after that Blue Archive posted another image stating that they apologize and announced that Cdawgva and Iron Mouse just backed out of the sponsorship. And yeah, it was like I guess it was just, I don't know, not pretty bad, but it was mid, because for one, Connor did a little bit of homework before going through with the sponsorship.
And that is the previous situation I talked about 6 months ago, where originally Cdawgva was one of the featured influencers of a proposed campaign, and when he was announced as one of the members, people brought out the clips I provided in this video and said, wait a minute, we really don't want this guy representing a game that has a heavy focus on lolly characters. And again, you're free to dislike that stuff or think it's weird, but you should not make Cdawgva the ambassador of such a campaign. It seems very hypocritical. He has such an issue with even his own friends consuming that type of content featured in Blue Archive, and yet he is accepting a sponsorship for this game. And Blue Archive would eventually drop the entire campaign. They listened to the criticism from their fans and said, you know what, we made a mistake, and they eventually dropped him, which was considered a very good move on their parts. And well, what should be the norm, okay, if you want to virtue signal about these related subjects, you should not be a featured influencer on one of their campaigns. I mean, that just seems very rational, but...
Yeah. I guess I was close. No. I thought they backed out. I guess, like, Blue Archive did cancel. But, like, it's supposed to be, like, Blue Archive, they do research before committing to a sponsorship, because like the backlash is bad enough that it in a result of a cancellation of a sponsorship, but it's like they should really do their like research, because like in each creator they have like different likes and dislikes, especially for the community that for one thing they despise and one thing they like, and like coincidentally that it's, you know, like like Archive hit the spot. Ooh.
Of course, there's more quotes saying, highly ironic take coming from Cdawgva when he pretty consistently implies that he believes lolicons are predators, and that's what he's done for years and years and years, while sitting next to co-hosts and even guests who believe the same thing, including people like Hassan Piker. This is an...
Oh my god, I remember this. Like the entire Trash Taste community really hate Hassan, at the point where like Hassan just did like a counter brigade on the haters, and then like after that, like he just backtracks everything, like playing the dumb card, like, oh no, I didn't do a counter brigade for the haters, no. And it Joey was also like backpedaling as well with the whole ordeal. It was messy.
Infamous episode of the Trash Taste podcast. You can see it has 29,000 likes versus 82,000 dislikes. People hated this episode. It showed no awareness whatsoever for what Hassan is all about. Forgetting all of his usual crazy political takes, Hassan has consistently labeled people as predators for the fictional content they consume, while ironically enough, coming onto this podcast episode and proudly sharing that one of his favorite anime is a yaoi related anime that features high school boys, but hypocrisy and Hassan, that goes hand in hand.
What?
And then you see other replies saying, does Cdawgva have a 15-minute long attention span? People like Cdawgva himself talk massive crap about problematic media, and it scares a generation that values approval by consensus. And he is part of the problem. He is constantly labeling anything anime related or just Japanese media in general as problematic. He shames his own friends. Like, what do you think he thinks of random users or fans? I mean, that is something to take away from this. And it seems like with a lot of people who are hypocritical on this subject, their attention span is really low. They don't remember things they just said weeks or months ago that completely contradict what they're saying right now. Classic example of a good message, but a wrong messenger. But this whole situation is, again, another example of a clip from the Trash Taste podcast going viral that makes them look like hypocrites, but what's new? But anyway.
But at the same time though, like being like that for so long, like that's why Trash Taste is, you know, like it's been afloat for years now because of this, you know, like keeping the relevancy alive just by doing saying the weirdest shit ever and getting themselves into constant controversies or constant dramas, constant like anything problematic, especially just, you know, like calling this, calling that, this, that, I don't like this, you don't like that type, like, yeah, like they're just gonna do everything, you know, like they got everything on their arsenal just to, you know, just to keep the Trash Taste podcast up and about and keeping it relevant for it, like for everyone, especially for the community. like everything is good good publicity, even if like controversial takes or just hypocritical takes as well. It will just be like good publicity whether you like it or not.
That's going to do it for this video. If you enjoyed, please consider giving
fish.
the video a like, consider subscribing and turning on notifications for daily uploads, as well as multiple streams a week live here on YouTube. But overall, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.
Alright, yeah, great video by Rev. My take on this is that it's also same for me though. Like, for one thing, I'll say like the most outlandish things, and then another thing is that I would try to, like correct myself to, like not to caught myself in a hypocritical net that I made for myself, because like sometimes like you never really catch yourself when you're like talking for so long that most of the times you may tend to forget like what your stance is, or what your current takes. Like for me, like I just go with the flow, and sometimes I tend to forget like what am I talking about, because from talking stay on topic to just random yapping nonsense. But yeah, for Connor though, yeah, like his priorities aren't fixed, or aren't really aren't really straight, but I guess from looking at his perspective, he's trying his best to being critical about having his friends like lollies and shit, but at the same time he's having trouble with being consistent with those beliefs, and that will be like landing himself into some sort of like controversies that he will be branding himself as part of the problem, But yeah, like this entire thing is for me it's kind of confusing, because I really don't really dive into trash taste that much. Like all I could do is just hear like one controversy to the next. Like that's my only exposure to their content. But hopefully like Connor would be consistent. Yeah.